hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Kayla, and today we're gonna have a nice little chat. We're just gonna sit down and talk about some of my favorite outfits that I wore from this past year. So, let's jump right on in. Hey guys, hello, how are ya? I hope you're doing well. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about some of my favorite outfits that I wore this past year, and I think this may be the last video of the year. I do want to take a couple of weeks off in the new year and just rejuvenate and come back feeling creative and excited to just dive back in. So if you guys want to keep up with me, don't forget to check me out on Instagram. I'll probably be over there. But I do want to sort of unplug and start the year anew, start fresh. Spend some time starting my year reading, which will be really great. This past year, not to get onto a tangent, but this past year, I fell back in love with reading, which was something I used to do all the time. I was an avid reader growing up. Like, I could sit down and read a book in a night. And then, as a lot of people do, you get required reading in school, and it becomes more of a laborious activity as opposed to an activity that you enjoy. So I finally got back into reading this year, and I would like to start off the year spending time in Bible study and then also just spending time reading. So that is what I want to do for the next couple of weeks. But before I do that, I did want to recap this past year, which I think went not at all how any of us expected, and share with you guys some of my favorite outfits that I wore. I guess let's start with the first one. First thing is first, I bought this white cream sweater from Target this past year, and it is one of my favorite sweaters I've ever owned. It's really comfortable. I got it on half off, which was insane, because it was before the winter even began. It was just at the beginning of autumn, and all of the sweaters from that collection were 50% off, and I love it. It's really versatile. I think maybe the whole seam down the center front of a sweater trend is not as prominent, and perhaps that's why that sweater was on clearance when it first came out. But I really, really love that sweater. It's very cozy, very comfortable. I think it's from the A New Day brand, and I just felt like I was able to style that with so very many things. Sticking with shirts, I do want to sort of do this categorically if I can. There were a couple of white shirts. Honestly, white shirts dominated 2021 for me. I found my perfect white collared shirt at a thrift store this past year. It is a beautiful women's style collar shirt, which I really like because the collar is made a bit differently. It's a bit longer lined, a bit more angular and architectural almost looking than a men's collared shirt, which is quite standard. And so I was so over the moon excited to pick that up. I don't know that I have any pictures of me in it, but of course I'll do like overlay footage so you guys can see the pieces on. But I love this collared shirt. I actually used it for my Greg cosplay that I did for Halloween, and I like folded the collar up to make it look more of like a Peter Pan collared style, because I didn't at the time have a Peter Pan collar shirt that would work for that outfit. And yes, I just absolutely love it so much. Two other white shirts that I wore this year is, you guys know, if you've been watching my videos at all this year, I'm obsessed with that white flowy sleeve shirt that I thrifted. It is super low quality, like very thin material. It rips all the time and I'm constantly repairing it, but it is just the most magnificent silhouette. I love it so much. The sleeves are just perfectly drapey, and I've worn it with countless outfits. Like, it is so versatile. You can wear it with anything. You can layer it under a dress, you can put it with a skirt, you can put it with a pinafore, like you can wear it with pants. The opportunities are endless. I 10 out of 10 cannot recommend getting a white flowy sleeve shirt enough. It just will help you live out your pirate princess fantasy dreams, basically. And then the final white top that I really absolutely could not stop wearing this year is this wrap top that I got. It's made of this lovely, thick, high quality linen material, and I adore it. I think it's from the ANA brand, and I thrifted this as well in a Goodwill. It is just another one of my favorite shirts. This top, I bought a brown Pinafore dress, which I'll talk about in a couple seconds, on Poshmark, maybe at the beginning of the summer, and I wore this shirt underneath it, and oh my gosh, If ever I felt like I was in Pride and Prejudice, it was when I was wearing that outfit, and I absolutely adored it. That top is also really versatile, so if you get nothing else from this video, what I can say is there are few pieces as versatile as a really high quality black or white top. Now, I tend to wear white tops over black tops, but if you're not like you don't like to wear white and you like to wear black or grays more, I cannot stress enough the importance of having good quality solid basics in your wardrobe. It's what makes your wardrobe versatile. It's what makes you able to do so many different things with fewer pieces. So invest in good solid basics with interesting silhouettes. Okay, up next, let's move on to bottoms. So you guys know I'm a massive skirt person, and now I definitely didn't wear the skirts I made the most this year, but I'm the most proud of those pieces. This year, I think, mastered the art of sewing a skirt, and I've made so many skirts, and I'm so excited about it, particularly the Pinafore skirt that I made for the autumn. It's made out of this orange and yellow gingham, and I'm obsessed with it. It is one of my favorite pieces I've ever made. I think my favorite piece I've ever made is the Pinafore dress that I made this year as well, which there's a whole tutorial. You guys can check it out up here if you would like. But yes, I would say the skirts that I made this year are some of my favorites. They're definitely pieces I wear often, and I am so thrilled to be able to have them going into 2022. I definitely want to make a solid black skirt because I do not have one, and a solid brown skirt because I do not have a solid brown skirt that is a circle skirt. Now, I have two solid brown skirts. One is a prairie skirt and one is a pleated skirt, but I would like to have a sort of wool or felt type of material skirt so that it is a simple, elegant A-line shape that isn't super busy, if that makes sense. So it'll just be a great basic to have, and it'll also be at a shorter length. The other two skirts I have are quite long, like ankle length almost, so I'd like to have one that is just above the knee instead of hitting at the ankle. Those are definitely skirts I've really loved this year. Other skirts that I really liked, I thrifted this white button front skirt from this company called Average Hippie Boutique or thrift store when I bought it from there, and it is now a boutique, so they sell less thrifted items and more sort of specialty ordered boutique type of items. But when they were a thrift store, I thrifted a white button front skirt from what is now called Olive Branch TC. I think TC is the area that it's from, but it's Olive Branch, and it is one of my favorites. I've definitely dyed it a little slight tinge of pink, but it is one of my favorite skirts. Also super versatile. Again, investing in those basics is the way to go. I wore this skirt to the beach actually, and I've worn it actually this winter. So I got to bring it with me to different little vacations I went on, and I was just really excited to, have a good, nice, comfortable basic that's well-fitting. And it has belt loops, which I feel like more skirts should have belt loops because I love how skirts look with belts. So I was really excited that this one had belt loops, and I'm able to pair one of my favorite belts with it. Other favorite skirts from this past year is actually one of the brown skirts that I thrifted. I got this pleated brown skirt from the Goodwill, and I absolutely love it so much. I feel like a autumn queen when I'm wearing that skirt. I actually did an autumn, I think it was the autumn princess, I think is what I called it, photo shoot with that skirt on, and I had like a halo sort of crown of autumn leaves on my head, and it is one of my favorite photo shoots from this year, if not my favorite, and I was really excited to be able to wear that skirt. I love it so very much. And then another skirt that I got from the Goodwill is this green teal flowy A-line skirt that is just the princess skirt of dreams. It is so beautiful. It's the perfect length. It's like mid-shin. It's loose and flowy and just beautiful and stunning, and I feel magnificent in it. I actually have paired it with one of my favorite outfits to pair it with is that white flowy sleeve top I was talking about, and then I also got this corset off of Poshmark this past year, or maybe even the year before, and it has this beautiful sort of painting on it of different flowers, and there's a really lovely striking teal in that corset, and it's the exact color of the skirt, and it just fits perfectly. So I definitely feel a little bit like Aurora in that outfit, and I really do quite enjoy it. So moving on to dresses, this year I didn't get too many vintage dresses this year actually. I feel like I collected so many in 2020, and then I sort of reeled back a little bit because I was like, okay, these are great and all, but they're not like, you don't wear them every day. So what kind of dresses are you actually going to wear every day? And so that's when I discovered that Pinafore dresses are not just for little girls, they make them for adults as well. Pinafore dresses sort of became the movement for me this year. I adore them. I love them. Of course, I've made one. Again, you can check that tutorial out if you'd like. But I also picked up two Pinafore dresses this year that I really, really love. I'm looking over here because they're sitting right next to me. So, I mean, I guess maybe not Pinafore dresses because they're more like pullover dresses. I mean, I think that's what a pinafore is, right? It's like a pullover dress with like tank top sleeves, but either way, they're tank top dresses, if you will. So one of them is this really lovely sort of dusty blue color that I wore so much. I shared it with you guys when I thrifted it. I wore it so much in the spring and summer, and honestly, I think I can transition it into the winter. I think styled it in a how to style your spring and summer clothes in the winter video, and I really do. I have like a contrasting colored turtleneck that I feel, or mock neck that I feel like I could really rock that during the winter. During the month of December, I wear Christmas clothes almost exclusively, except for on the 2 days surrounding my brother's birthday, because the difficulties of being born 6 days before Christmas, you know? I wear pretty much exclusively Christmas clothes, so I'm excited to head into January and like just start feeling creative expressionism with my clothing again. So I really love wearing that dusty blue dress with the long sleeve teal mock neck underneath, and that's a great way to transition that dress into the spring and summer. Even though it's a quite thin material, I think just layering up in a sophisticated way can really make it work. And then another one that I got is this lovely brown jersey knit one. Now, I actually didn't realize it was jersey knit when I bought it, and at first I was quite disappointed because I thought it was like a stiffer sort of cotton material, but my body's changed a lot this year, and it means a lot to me to have a piece of clothing that has fit my body and been able to sort of stretch and move with my body as it has changed. So I really am happy at the end of the day with that dress and that material. This is my Pride and Prejudice dress. It is a brown jersey knit, and it is just the perfect shade of brown. I am kind of particular with shades of brown. I don't like when they're overly yellow toned, and I also don't really like cool browns as well. I like sort of browns that lean into red a little bit, and this is the perfect chocolate brown, like it just dark, lovely, wonderful, beautiful chocolate brown. So I adore that dress. It is a longer length. You guys know I mostly sort of err towards longer length dresses and skirts and stuff. So I was really excited to be able to pick that up this year. Okay, of course, it wouldn't be 2021 without sweater vests. Sweater vests really became so popular in 2020. I feel like 2020, for all that it was awful and horrific, there was honestly so much creativity that came out of that year. And I feel like for myself, especially, I became more adventurous with creativity and with fashion and with art and stuff like that. I got back into painting, which is something I used to do back in the day. I got back into sketching, which has been so lovely. I started a small business. So even though that year was a lot to handle, a lot of creativity and goodness sort of came out of that as well. But also sweater vests. The dark and light academia aesthetics became really popular, along with so many others, you know, cottagecore, goblincore, fairycore, whatever, blah blah blah, you know, Y2K, all of that stuff. But sweater vests are definitely here to stay for me, I think. I've gotten a fair few of them at this point. I have a red one, a couple of brown ones, a purple one that I really love. It's got these antique, massive, like silver buttons on it. And yeah, so sweater vests, just in general, I love all of my sweater vests equally. But so just sweater vests in general, I think that they're all just great. I adore it, and that's a trend I will continue to wear in the future, even as it sort of fades out of prominence. And then I think we can end with pants and shoes. So pants, I don't wear a ton of, but I did find a few pairs of leggings this year that I really enjoyed wearing. Surprisingly, Walmart has really, really nice high quality leggings. My favorite pair of leggings I've had for maybe 6 years now, they're from Walmart. Not a single hole in sight. So I absolutely have been enjoying wearing leggings on just loungy days where I'm exceptionally tired, or days where I'm not feeling well, which unfortunately the last couple of days have been me not feeling well. And then I also thrifted these lovely black and white floral print pajama pants that I wear as regular clothing. I adore them. I love it. It is one of my favorite pairs of pants, and I actually wore them to Florida when I went to the Wizarding World with my family this past autumn. And yeah, they're just one of my favorite pairs of pants. I live my life in them. I sleep in them. I lounge in them. They're just real great pants. I mean, there's not really much to say. They're jersey knit, they're stretchy, they're comfortable. I think just having a good pair of lounging pants, even if you're not really a pant person, is a must in a wardrobe, for me anyway. And then for shoes, this year, I think I bought my favorite shoes of all time ever. I've thrifted most of them, but I do have a couple of new pairs of shoes, which is hilarious because do you guys remember when I said I didn't want to buy new shoes this year? Well, I bought new shoes this year. I'm the worst at holding myself accountable in terms of shopping, and it is definitely a habit I want to start to break because I would like to really focus on loving what I have. That being said, I didn't have any type of shoe similar to the shoes that I bought. So I bought some Oxfords from Charlie Stone Shoes this year. That was like my big present to myself, and I'm obsessed. They're the most beautiful shoes I've ever owned. I've never owned anything like them, and I am just absolutely obsessed. In this coming year, my hope is to buy myself a pair of Manolo Blahniks secondhand on the RealReal because first of all, like brand new ones are like multiple thousands of dollars. So I think like the cheapest one I saw was like $950 brand new, and like I ain't got that kind of money. I spent like $50 on my Charlie Stone shoes and thought that was a lot of money. So I definitely have seen some on the RealReal for around that $50 mark, and I think I would like to try to buy myself a pair of Manolo Blahniks because I don't actually have any high heels that I am comfortable wearing, except for my Charlie Stone shoes do have a slight heel. And then I also bought a pair of loafers at the Goodwill for like $5, and they are the most beautiful. They have a similar sort of look to an Oxford, but of course they're not. And they've got that scalloped edging and the laser cut details that I really love. And then the pair of shoes I'm currently wearing, actually, I have on these dark brown leather boots, and I love, love, love them. Actually, I bought them because one of you guys suggested that I consider investing in a pair of these, and I could not have agreed more. And so I ended up thrifting these on Poshmark, and they were originally from Target, and they just fit like a dream. They're so comfortable, and they just immediately make any look a little bit more adventurous, which I love in a shoe. So I was excited to pick these up. And yes, I've already fallen in my creek hiking through my backyard in them. And the leather has now sort of changed colors a little bit in certain spots because of where I fell. And I actually think it gives it a bit more character. And yes, I do quite love these shoes. I think they're very comfortable, very cute. And they've got a lot of character and a lot of adventure in them. Alright guys, so that is sort of my 2021 roundup. So this is going to be the last one for the year. Anyway, I think that's really all I have for you. So don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. I upload fashion related content every single week. So if you're interested in more fashion related content coming in the new year, hit that subscribe button down below. I cannot stress to you guys enough how thankful I am for the year of growth this channel has had. I honestly, at the beginning of this year, thought about quitting, and wow, that would have been a mistake because the community that you guys have created here with me is amazing. And having these videos to sort of feel my emotions through has been so therapeutic and helpful, and I'm just so grateful to have this place where I feel more me than I do oftentimes in real life. So thank you so much for letting this be a platform that makes a difference to me in my life, and for letting me into your homes and letting me be a part of your lives. Like, that means, that's a lot of responsibility, but it means so much to me. So yes, thank you guys again. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, lovely holidays, whatever it is that you do celebrate. And yes, I know Hanukkah's already over, but I hope you had a happy Hanukkah if you celebrate Hanukkah. But yes. All right. I think that's all I have. So don't forget, it costs absolutely nothing to be kind. So be kind to yourself and others. And I'll see you next year. Bye.